In today's video, we're going over my favorite warm-up for shoulder pain in the gym. All right, let's face it, shoulder pain in the gym absolutely sucks. Things like bench press, things like overhead press, maybe Olympic lifts, movements that people absolutely love, all of a sudden they can't do whatsoever. And that's extremely frustrating. What we can do to help these athletes is give them a nice, thorough warm-up. What's really nice about these warm-ups, if you do it appropriately, reduces pain substantially. You can do a little bit more in the gym. They're gonna progress physically and also mentally a little bit faster. The other piece is that a nice thorough warm-up is also a rehab program as well. So if you have a good warm-up, it's gonna help you get better a little bit faster. It's also gonna allow you to do more of the stuff you love in the gym. So it's kind of a win-win. In today's video, I'm gonna go over my exact warm-up I like to use for my painful athletes in the gym. They wanna get back to Olympic weightlifting, bench press, overhead press, incline press, all the stuff that currently hurts, they wanna do more of. So Balazs Burnett in 2021 was looking at isometrics for reducing shoulder pain, and lo and behold, it was helpful. So after they performed isometrics in the short term, they felt a whole heck of a lot better. And then Clifford in 2021 was looking at isometrics and isotonics to see which one gave a better reduction in pain, and lo and behold, same outcome. So we can utilize a combination of isometrics and or isotonics in order to help reduce our pain in our warm-ups and get on to some more fun exercises. All right, so the first key is to try to target the painful tissue. For most folks in the gym, they're dealing with some sort of rotator cuff related pain. Usually it's gonna be the supraspinatus and or the infraspinatus. The other area that's often painful for folks is going to be, let's say, the pec tendon, so either pec minor or pec major, and maybe the biceps tendon. So when we're choosing exercises, we're trying to target those muscles. I like to start off my sessions with isometrics. Reason being is that if you think about what a tendon has to do, it's usually to store and release elastic energy. So the more load you throw on the tendon and faster you do it, usually the more pain, the more strain, the more stress that goes through the tendon, right? By doing isometric, it's a lot less stress to the tendon as opposed to doing something really fast with a lot of load. So isometric is usually the easiest thing you can throw at a tendon, right? So for the infraspinatus, I like to use a band, no money isometric. What we'll do, have your hands out like here. I don't have any money, right? What we'll do is glue the elbows to the side and then pull out wide. And we're gonna hold this contraction for 10 to 20 seconds.
To go along with this video, I have a really nice guide for you today. It is the ultimate guide to getting out of shoulder pain. We go over 5 keys to learn so you can get your patients out of pain and back in the gym. Number 1, we'll teach you the basics about shoulder pain in the gym. Number 2, we'll go over modifying lifestyle and training so we stop irritating the joint and allow it to rehab. Number 3, we go over identifying and correcting mobility limitations that may be continually irritating the shoulder when you're training in the gym. Number 4, we go over correcting technique issues in the overhead press as well as the Olympic lifts. Number 5, I'll teach you how to gradually load the shoulder through a progressively more challenging strength program. This guide is 100% free. I'm going to leave a link in the description in the show notes. Go ahead and click on that, download it now.
In order to target the supraspinatus, we're going to a Scaption isometric. So right here, Mike is just standing on a band, thumbs go up, Scaption, and then pause at the top. And just like with the external rotation, no money, it's going to be for 10 to 20 seconds as well. To target the pecs, a little bit of the anterior delts, we're talking pec major, pec minor. We can do a fly isometric. So for Mike, we're just gonna have a band attached to the rig, usually set a little lower, tends to be a little more friendly on the shoulders. And then from here, go ahead and give me a fly. And we're gonna pause right about halfway through the repetition and hold for 10 to 20 seconds. After we get through the isometrics, next thing we're gonna do with the isotonics, which is essentially adding the concentric and the eccentric together, right? So let's go back to our no money for the infraspinatus, and from here, glue the elbows to the side, and let's perform 3 good repetitions here. Yep. And largely, I like to have this kind of a pump set, so reps between, let's say, around 10 or 15 repetitions in your set. Next are isotonics for the supraspinatus. So again, we're doing the Scaption, crushing a band with your foot, arms out to the side, thumbs up, just perform repetitions to about shoulder height, you got it. And again, pump set, 10 to 15 reps. And lastly, we round things out with our fly isotonic. So from here, Mike's gonna assume a position, do a fly, got the band attached to a rig, and again, pump set, 10 or 15 repetitions. One thing that's really important during your no money, so go ahead and get your no money started. Take your patient's phone, get the Fitness Pain Free channel, get a good video up there, and just have them hit that like button with their thumb as they go. If you can hit the subscribe button too, that's actually helpful too. Yeah. Next thing that's really important are your warm-up sets for a given exercise. Let's say you're doing bench press for the day, and your goal is to do 3 sets of 10 and 225, right? And let's say normally you go over to the bench, put on 135, you do 5, then you go to 225, and then you start your sets, right? Not a whole lot of warm-up. One of the things that really helps aggravated shoulders is having a lot of sets. So let's say you go to the bench and you start with just the bar. So 45 pounds, just rep out around 5 to 10. Then you go up to about 95 and you do the same thing. Let's say 5 or 8 reps. Then we start to go up a little more, 135 for 5. And we go 165 for 5, 185 for 3, 205 for 3, and 225 for 1. And by the time you hit your first set with 225, you're usually feeling pretty good. One of the other reasons why I like a lot of warm-up sets is that as you start to warm up, you start to realize like, this is not going very well this day, right? Seems like I'm not gonna be able to work at my 225. It gives you an idea of when you need to modify, right? Let's say you get up to 205 and your shoulder is killing you, you're like, it's not gonna work this day. I need to switch to a new variation. So that's really nice from warm perspective, but hopefully it makes you take better choices throughout your warm-up sets so you end up not aggravating your shoulder. Let's talk about sets of reps. Let's say your athlete goes to the gym, shoulder's a little cranky, they're supposed to bench press this day. What do? So grab your band, start off with isometric, no money. We're doing 2 sets of 10 to 20 seconds, and then you take your band, step on it, Scaption isometric, same thing, 2 sets, 10 to 20 seconds. And then from there, band behind the rig, fly isometric, 2 sets of 10 to 20 seconds. Finish up with that, no monies, 2 sets of 10 to 15, Scaption, 2 sets of 10 to 15, fly, 2 sets of 10 to 15. And after that, probably feeling pretty good, ready to go over to the bench press. So a great warm-up can be really helpful for your athletes going in the gym when they're trying to do higher level exercises like bench press. We probably need to take a step back and give them a well-rounded rehab program for the shoulder. I have a video for you. It's in the corner of my favorite rotator cuff exercises for folks that have painful shoulders in the gym. I want you to go ahead and click on that, and I'll see you in that video.